We're live from New York. No. Hi, this is Deborah Rose.
And I'm Luann Morris.
And she is Luann Morris of Herbal Lou Apothecary.
Yes. And
Yes.
many other adventures.
And this is your job. I am. Deborah is.
Oh, and Deborah. Deborah is many things. Miles of Smiles Entertainment. She has her own PI group. What else? Oh my gosh, there's so many.
Spiritual coaching and paranormal investigation.
Right. Spiritual coaching. We have Breaking with Bread, which we're going to do today.
So and we're talking about how to pray.
Oh dear, that might be a good subject.
Well, and I researched it. I actually put some effort into it.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
I got
Deborah does so many things that I don't even remember because we just do the Miles of Smiles together. And of course, I always remember she's a private investigator, but then she does all these other wonderful things. And I'm just over here trying to be a one-trick pony. So,
well, that reminds me. I want you to go on Facebook today. I guess I should look at the camera instead of my desk. And I want you to tell everybody that I gave someone your lip balm at a party the other, and they called her and they ordered some, and they're going to order more. And the reason I want to say this is number one, because I like being mentioned on Facebook because it's good promotion. But for all of us, both of us, it's a tit and tat. But what was I going to say? Oh, it's also a good example of why networking and supporting each other in any avenue that you can pays off in the long run. You know, I'm at a gig working. Mm-hmm. This woman needed some lip gloss. I'm like, well, here, this is wonderful. No GMOs. All essential oils.
Organic.
Yeah, all natural. And it's lovely. And I got to name the color. So what's wrong with any of that? And next thing you know, she calls the next day and she makes an order. She's going to make another order. So,
yep.
But that's not what we're going to talk about today.
No, that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about how to meet people as an adult. As a kid, I think it's really easy to make friends because you're in school together and you know about each other. But how do you really make friends? Like I moved here in 1999. I had no friends here, none. And it was 10 years before I really met a group of ladies that I thought I had things in common with. And that was because I took a class. So how do we make friends as an adult?
Well, you should have called me and I would have helped you with that.
And Deborah, I did not know you then.
I should put a website up. Call me if you need a friend.
Yeah.
Call me. I've been watching American Gigolo and that song is in my head all the time now.
Oh dear. So that's what we want to talk about today. Where are you going to meet people?
Did you come up with a list?
I have 6 activities.
Okay, I have 50 because I'm an overachiever.
Yes, she is. So, like joining a gym.
That's on here.
Taking any classes there, like yoga or I hate to say hot yoga because I don't even do yoga, but
I want to take naked yoga.
What?
Naked yoga.
Naked yoga. Don't listen to her. Although maybe no. Okay, sign up for workshops or classes. I did that through Meetup. And that's number 3. Join a Meetup, a Bumble, I don't know what that is, or another tech platform.
A Bumble?
It says Bumble BFF. I don't know what that is.
I don't either. But I think that's part of the problem.
But I did. I wanted to learn to read tarot cards and I joined a group. There a lot of these ladies and I have a lot in common. So, it was great to make friends with them.
This is stupidest list. I should have read it before I printed it.
So volunteer with a local nonprofit. That's a good way because you usually choose something that you're very interested in, and there'll be other people that are interested in the same thing. And of course, find a church or other spiritual service. I think a lot of people do find friends through their church affiliations. And this one I hadn't thought of, join a book club. That's number 6.
I don't even know how to find a book club anymore.
Well, I think they're on Meetup. And that goes back to number 3, going on Meetup and find things. And of course, if you have kids, you can meet parents through your children's activities.
Well, those are all really good ideas. Now, this is about meeting friends, not meeting someone to marry, but that
That's
could work.
correct. This is just about meeting girlfriends or guy friends that you can. Wait a minute.
Okay, but here's the thing about any of this list, your list and the one I'm going to hit some hot spots on. You have to go and talk to people. You have to move out of your comfort zone and talk to people, or at least
Right.
smile and nod your head. Hi. And generally, if you have a nice enough smile, people will be drawn to you.
Yeah, because you can say, "Hey, good to see you again," whether you even know their name or not. That's how you start.
Okay,
How
these
are
are
you?
stupid. Some of
How
these.
are you liking this class?
So you said at a dog park, right?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you, you will meet a lot of people at the dog park. They will talk to you, especially if your dog comes over there and won't leave you alone and they get jealous because their dog likes you better than they do them. I've had that happen. Dogs love me. I don't know what that says about me being a bitch, but anyway. So, at an intramural sports club, going to the art gallery and just wandering around, attend a reading at a local library or bookstore, an
Right?
after work language class. I don't even know. Oh, showing off your mad skills at a boardwalk, arcade, or a video game place. And it mentions church, taking all kinds of classes, screenwriting classes, pottery classes, the book club you talked about, candlelit yoga on Sunday night. No, what?
Really?
What?
Okay. That's
You
odd.
know, I'm sorry. So I don't do yoga. I probably should because I'm getting older and I need to stretch more. But all I can think about is being in a room and either me farting or someone else farting. I'm just like,
Well, there's a bonding moment. Excuse
oh, you
me.
think?
I'm so sorry.
I mean, how does it doesn't get any more intimate than that, does it? An improv class, a food co-op,
Yeah.
going to this, just talking to people in
Hey,
line
I
at
think
the
your
stadium.
husband's looking for you.
What? What do you want? What do you want? Are you leaving? No. Okay. Bye. See you. Wouldn't want to be you. Bye. He's a nut. Okay, this
He
one
doesn't
says a
know what
last.
we're doing.
I know he's nosy. A last minute trip you decided to book for yourself to someplace new and exotic.
Well,
Okay.
there's a lot of travel out there for single people. You go with a bunch of other single people.
Yeah, but isn't that more looking for a partner romantically than looking for
Not
friends?
always. It's just the fact that you want to travel, you want to go places, and you don't want to go alone. So
Eating dinner,
you travel with a group. I beg your
going to
pardon?
the bar on Wednesday night and eating dinner.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, you have to be you have to show people that you are invested in your own life. You need to do things that make you feel good. You need to do things that make you happy. And if you're happy, and you have to be somewhat outgoing to meet people.
well, the bottom line is, oh wait, here's one for me: a naked painting party.
Well, there you go. Are you painting canvases or each other?
Oh, oh, that's a good question. That's a good. I love color. I love colors. But
Well,
the thing. At Burning Man. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now I do know some people that are on Facebook that I met in person at a networking group, and they go to Burning Man every year and they have a blast. And all I see is sand and more sand.
Yeah. There's certain places you don't want sand.
I don't want sand anywhere except on my feet. Okay. Going to music festival. Oh, I like this one though. It says, do reviews on Yelp. Someone will fall in love with your reviews if they're witty. People actually do meet this way.
They do. They do. And
So basically, it's like get out of the house, go anywhere, do anything, and talk to people while you're there, except
yes.
one. Here's one where you don't talk to anyone. It's at a silent meditation retreat where you can only wave hello.
I
Now,
don't
what the
think
hell?
I'm not going with that one. I'm not going with that one.
Is
Uh,
that ridiculous?
you know, you can also join like you've been joining these different groups, and if you're on committees for these groups, you really are able to spend more time talking with those people uh and getting to know them.
Oh, here's something I don't know what this is either. It says you can meet people in your living room after signing up to be a host on couchsurfing.org.
Really? I never heard of it.
I guess I should have read this before we went on the air.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my God, that's funny. Going to sports events and cheering on people, hanging around the coffee shop like a stalker. Um,
You know, sometimes though, even at a coffee shop, I met a man here at the apartment complexes by accident, not to date or be friends with. We just, hey, you live here, I live here. But he said hello at the at the mailboxes, you know? I mean, so you could strike up friendships that way.
the point is that you can strike up friendships anywhere if you're open to that instead of sitting around and being judgy and judging people by the look on their face or the clothes that they're wearing. All right, so I've been married 5 times. This was a huge topic at the party the other night. The
Oh
fact that
dear.
I've been married 5 times because all these girls are going, when am I going to get married? I'm like, getting married is not the issue. Anyone can get married. I'm living proof of that. In fact, I was engaged to 3 guys at one time once.
Oh, you hussy.
No, it's their fault because they said we're either going to be engaged or we're not going to see each other anymore. And I don't like ultimatums.
Oh,
So I said, fine, we'll be engaged. I didn't say I was going to marry him. I said, we'll be engaged. All right. So we were
okay.
engaged, but I wore the wrong engagement ring on the wrong date one night. And I just finally said, okay, this is just too difficult. I can't keep this straight. So I gave everybody's rings back. And one guy and I still we continued to date, but the other two, they weeded themselves out.
Okay. So did you eventually marry the one that stuck around? No.
No,
So being engaged has nothing to do with it.
no. So my first husband I met through a CB club, Citizen Band Radio.
Yeah.
They had a lot of meetups back in the day, and I met him through that. And then my second husband, I met his boss at a bar and dated him. And then his boss told him to call me and tell me that we were breaking up. So we started dating and got married. There's more to that story, but I won't go into it right now.
Okay.
He actually kind of kidnapped me to break the news to me and then wouldn't take me home till I agreed to date him.
Well, something about that is not right. I don't know.
Well, I know, but I loved him deeply, but he's the one that died after we've been married a year. So I was widowed at a very young age too. And so then a guy came in and wanted to do bounty hunting for me because I own 2 bail bond companies. And I hired him to do bounty hunting and we worked together for a while. And then we wound up getting married. But he wound up being gay, which is another story. So I met one through a club, a social club. I met one through another person that I met through a bar. I met one through work. And then the fourth one I met, do you remember before we had internet, they had a thing called BBS, which were like social clubs through
No.
the computers, and you would have the dial-up modem, and they go, and
Ding, 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 ding.
you
No,
dial in, and you could type in and chat. There were chat rooms.
no, I don't
So
remember those.
well, I met him through a BBS social, and oh, this is a tidbit you'll love. Guess who owned the BBS chat club?
Who?
Chuck Murphy.
No,
Yes, so I can blame my rotten marriage on Chuck.
no, you cannot.
For that.
No, no, you cannot.
Yes, I can.
No, you
He
cannot.
should have vetted those people better. But talk about a small world. Is that not a small
Yes,
world?
that is a small world. Very
So
small.
anyway, and then Scott, who you just saw, we've been married over 26 years. I met him through the same BBS, but indirectly, he met a friend of mine through that BBS, and she thought we would be perfect together. So she introduced us. So Chuck Murphy indirectly is responsible for two of my marriages.
Two. All right. That's good. That's good to know. So,
Oh my gosh. I just
but a
thought
part of it is being open, being vulnerable, kind of
I talk
letting
to
your
everybody.
guard down at least to say hello. And, I mean, in this card group that I joined, I did feel kind of I don't know, kind of a companionship with several of the ladies. And
Aren't
then,
you still friends with some?
huh?
Aren't you still friends with some of them?
Yes, not as close. I'm close to Jenny and Elizabeth, and I still talk to Laura and Nancy. And one of the ladies, Sandra, she moved off to Oklahoma, but we keep up with her. So they're not close friends, but Jenny and Elizabeth are.
But your life is better for it. Your life is
Yes,
enriched.
yes,
And it's not just because of what you learned in the class, it's because of the interactions with
yes,
people.
yes.
This
It's
was the hardest
interaction.
lesson I learned by being a private investigator because, I'm an introvert by nature. So I literally could sit in a room at a party and never say hi to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But as a private investigator, you have to go out there and you have to pick and choose who you talk to, and you have to guide the conversation. And so now literally I talk to everybody. And people want you to talk to them. They're hungry. They're
Yes,
hungry to be seen.
especially now since we were
COVID.
sequestered for so long, and now we're getting back out. And did anybody ever send you any emails about where they're going and what they're doing? Last time we talked, we wanted to know, were people still staying inside or were they getting out and going places? Because that was an interest to me.
Well, I think last night Halloween kind of answered that question for me. I took the grandkids trick or treating,
Mm-hmm.
and every okay, so how do I say this right? So, like, if you go down the street, some streets were all totally dark, so that means they weren't passing out candy. On the streets immediately around me, it was like four houses dark, one lit, average.
Okay.
Okay, and so I mean, very few people were passing out candy. And some people, some of the older people in our neighborhood, they were passing out candy, but they put it in a big bucket out on the front porch. Well, a bunch of the big teenagers came by and cleaned out the buckets. So the younger kids didn't get anything,
Yeah.
which, is a little annoying. But the thing that, and I commented on Facebook about this today, the thing that got me is that because I was at several Halloween parties working this year, and usually, you have all the scary Frankensteins and the vampires and the devils and blah, blah, blah. Very few scary costumes this year for any age group.
I did a Halloween party where there was a bride and there was zombies and there was Slash and there was oh, Garth, and what was the Saturday Night Live thing with Mike Myers, Garth, and
Oh, Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Garth and yeah. So
Yeah, people were doing like movie and TV characters that made them happy when they were younger.
one girl came as Barbie. She was adorable.
Yeah,
uh,
Mario Brothers. There was two sisters there to get dressed as Mario Brothers, and at this one party, the scariest thing there was this cute older couple in their 80s, and he had on devil horns and a red cape, and she had on a halo and little angel wings. They were the scariest thing there,
that's cute. That's
you
cute.
know. But I think people have gone back to more whimsy and mystical
Mhm.
and things that from their childhood that made them happy instead of the scary stuff, you know?
When I first came in, uh, after I got my table set up, there was a guy standing there so still. I reached up and went, I thought you were a prop there for a minute. He was dressed as a gorilla in a basketball uniform. I
So
think
cute.
that's I think that's from a movie, but
I don't know.
I
I
don't
had to
know.
ask people who they were because I didn't have a point of reference because I don't watch a lot of the same TV shows and stuff that are popular.
Hmm.
And like I never saw Dallas. I never saw Dynasty. I didn't watch shows
Wow.
like I know. I didn't. I don't have a point of reference for a lot of things that are social norms, which makes me, I guess, weird, but I'll survive. But I can't think COVID has done a lot to shift our perspectives on many levels that we don't
Hmm.
even think of.
Right. And
And
there
I
was
think
a
it's making it
cute
harder
couple
for
that,
people to meet people because they won't talk to people.
no, it's difficult. Uh, I think for those of us who are introverts, now that we spent 2 years hiding out, we really don't want to talk to anybody.
Mm-mm.
And you and I only became friends because of COVID.
I know.
So,
When you're on a show together, you have to talk to each other.
yes, but Elizabeth introduced us. You know, I was on your show first as Herbaloo, and so that's right. I mean, stranger things happen. So you meet people all the time in different situations, and it's just, I think I finally called you after we went off the air and said, let's go to lunch.
I don't even remember.
Or you called me or somebody. We
Well,
decided to
that's
go
the
to lunch
funny thing. When I think about all the really important relationships in my life, it's really hard for me to remember how I met them.
because it's a gradual thing. You
Very
meet
organic.
somebody and you don't know if you would get along or not. You don't know if you have anything in common, but you have this one thing in common. And so you meet up for lunch. Or, if you have books in common, you meet at the bookstore, or you meet at a book reading, or so it just kind of develops slowly over time. That's why you don't remember.
Well, I have a system for relationships. First thing is we have to find out if they can tolerate me. And if they can accept me for who I am and tolerate all my weirdness or whatever and actually act like they enjoy it, well, okay, you're in the door. Okay. And then the only really criteria I have is that that person does what they say they're going to do.
Hmm.
That's it. Just don't lie to me. If you tell me you're never going to talk to me but once a month, fine, then we're good. You know, if you tell me you're going to do something, you better by God do it. Or now you've put the whole relationship into question because I don't know what you will do and I won't know what you won't do. And I'm not going to spend the time trying to figure it out.
No. And if there's something you're not able to do,
Just tell me.
you better let me know as soon as possible what happened.
Yeah. And I will listen to everything that you have to say as long as you allow me my own opinion. And I will debate it all day long with you as long as you don't
Well,
get
and
ugly.
I think the other thing is, I don't think friends have to agree on everything.
Well, I
They
don't think
can
my friends
they can
very
agree to disagree. They can, okay, well, that's your opinion. I appreciate that, but I don't agree with that.
yeah.
And
How
that
boring.
you have to be a better adult to do that, to be friends with someone where you have a spot of disagreement.
And I like for the conversation to flow, but I don't assume that they want my opinion on everything. I know that sounds weird. I am shocked at what people's public opinion of me is versus who I really am.
Oh, you know,
And
that just amazes me, because I would think you would always give your opinion.
I don't. I think a lot of shit that I don't tell people.
I pretty much give my opinion about everything. And,
Well,
and
I do have an opinion about everything, but I don't offer it. You know, I really don't unless I either ask, do you want to hear what I think? Or if they ask me what I think, then I'll tell them, you know. But I assume that my friends, because they have picked me to be their friend, they're intelligent and they can figure this shit out on their own.
sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. And that's one of the things I appreciate is if I say something and you don't, what? I texted her last night and it made no sense. And she went, what? Okay, Zoom at 10, right?
That's not what that text said.
No, that is not what that text said. You're right.
Well, and I do that with everybody. I'm like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? You know,
Sometimes.
but here's a clue phone. If I say to you, explain that to me like a 2-year-old, you either are not making any sense whatsoever, or you have said something so stupid it's made me mad.
Well, I have people tell me that all the time because I've been in science for so long that I kind of talk science without realizing it. And they go, what?
What? What?
My friends, Jenny and Elizabeth, they go, that means their eyes glazed over because they have no idea what I'm talking about.
I hate that though in a conversation, you know?
Well, they're not science people.
Yeah, but just say, you're boring me so we can change the conversation or ask questions and at least try to be interested in what I'm saying, but don't tune me out. That that would happen.
Well, I think it's cute, and it's just their way to let me know I have gone above their level of understanding.
You just called them stupid.
No, they're not stupid. They just don't understand the science I'm talking about. And
Too bad we don't edit this. This needs to be edited.
no, we're fine. I did not call them stupid. Why no?
That's
But
assuming they always listen to this, so who cares?
no, they're not going to listen. No, they
Ooh,
don't care what they don't care what I have to say anymore.
So to recap, since I didn't go over my whole 50 list because it was stupid, get out of the house or even log into something from your couch and comb your hair, brush your teeth, and talk to people. You
I
know,
did comb my hair, but it sure doesn't look like it, does it?
oh, my hair never looks combed anymore. I just gave up.
But
But I mean, just put yourself out there and talk and act decently and show an interest in other people, and they will be interested in you.
yes, yes. You know, to be just sometimes all you need to be is open and happy and smile.
And
Uh-oh,
now
there
it's
it goes.
a word from our sponsor. This is Bitch Be Gone spray by Herbal Lou.
Except if you go on the Herbaloo website, it's not that, it's clearing spray.
It's called clearing spray, but we call it Bitch Be Gone. It's got water, witch hazel, salt, sage, bergamot, and quartz. And then it's got creepy things floating in it.
Like orange brine and sage. Don't be telling me creepy things.
They look creepy.
They're just preserved.
If I was in the water and something like this touched my foot, I'd be walking on water like Jesus.
Oh,
I,
dear. Okay.
I wouldn't be walking, I'd be running on water. Got to get out of
Well, I still say, you know, it's hard to make friends as an adult. I think it is. Even when you're trying to be nice to people. I tried to make friends when I moved here in 99. A lady lived across the street from us, and I talked to her a couple of times, and tried to make friends with her, and pretty soon she was criticizing everything I did. And I thought, okay. So, but you still have to, even though you have those experiences, you still have to put yourself out there, you know.
I didn't have a lot of friends, or how I classify. I had a lot of acquaintances. I knew a lot of people, but I didn't have really any truly close friends much until my kids got older, because I was wrapped up in my children and work. I had seriously, I could only maintain like one good relationship at a time between children, work, and a spouse, or if I was dating in between husbands or whatever. And it wasn't until the kids got older that I was able to make relationships and, have like a small group of friends. And
Well, I
then
think
they started dying, and you're like, well, crap, I just got them all broken,
I think that when you talk about true close friends, you're only going to have one or two. If you're talking about acquaintances or big groups, like the big group that I belonged to when I was learning to read cards, those are acquaintances.
I think you have more than the average close friends, though. You have more close friends than I do.
Well, I have three. I
Well, I've
can't,
got you and Scott. Because that's the whole thing with Scott. Scott and I are lovers, we're spouses, but we're friends. And it's really funny is, because, people always have ups and downs in their relationships, but being a friend has sustained all the other parts of our relationships.
right. Well, and you do things together, unlike some married couples. Y'all actually go to the movies together, you do things with the grandkids together.
Yeah, it was funny. Like, Scott drives me to my gigs, and people think that's weird. If he's not working or has something that he wants to do, he drives me to my gigs at night. Number one, because I'm usually exhausted afterward. Number two, it gives us time together. We like spending time in the car. That's our thing, and we enjoy spending. And we have our best conversations in the car. And so I was coming out of my gig the other night, and the guy goes, "Is that your Uber?" And I said, "Yes, that's my personal Uber. That's my husband."
Well, no,
Because I
I
was
think that's a good
like,
idea.
Brian.
I mean, you can get a lot of conversation done in 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
Well, people talk about all these really wonderful vacations that they take, and sometimes I'm envious of it. These cruises, or when they go to these resorts in Mexico and stuff. But Scott and I have done like 4 cross country vacations, where we're driving, and we drive 3 to 5,000 miles in our vacation. And I'm gonna tell you, those are the best times of my life because of all that time that we spend in the car, seeing things, talking to people when we stop.
Hmm.
But just the time spent in the car talking, sometimes just nonsense, just goofy shit, or me
Yeah.
doing Facebook Live just to aggravate them, and we're just playful and it's fun, and I
Hmm.
enjoy that more than anything.
Yeah, I
Try
agree.
to do that. You just like stab it, stab it, stab it. Mm.
But maintaining friendships is difficult, even when you're married.
Well, it is, and it's not about time either. Because I will say this: I have a really good friend, Annette, and I feel like we're never apart, and we see each other. She's more of an introvert than I am, because she doesn't have anything that forces her to get out, and she lives in the country, and I always feel like we're connected. I always feel like, even though we don't know what we're doing on a day-to-day basis, that there's still that bond and stuff like that. So it's not always about time, but we do need time. We do need that interaction on
Well,
some
I
level.
have been friends with my friend from school since we were 8, 10 years old. So it's a 50-year friendship.
You're old.
Yes. And, and I just had a birthday, so that makes me really old. But after it's hard to maintain long distance, but we did really the best we could. And now she's a caregiver for her husband, so
Oh,
it's not as easy. So I don't hear from her as much.
and that's when she really needs to be. supported the most when you're in the caregiving mode.
Yeah. And I try
Yeah,
to,
after missing your birthday or catching it a day late, I called up all the team. I said, "When's your birthday?" So I could put it on the calendar. And they're
yeah.
just like, "What's my birthday?" I said, "You know, I can look it up, right? You know, I have access to my databases and I can just look it up. Just give me your damn birthday." "Oh yeah, I forgot." He goes, "What do you want my birthday for? I don't celebrate my birthday." I said, "I just want to wish you well, one day a year. Okay, just give me your."
And he doesn't have to celebrate his birthday, but let me tell you, I like people to say happy birthday to me. It's
I
my
like
day.
presents. Don't call me and wish me happy birthday. Send me a present.
You got a present. It just wasn't on your day.
Now I have so much junk in my house. I was sitting here going, if I could get a U-Haul and take it to Washington, I would haul half this crap to my daughter and say, here's
There you
part of
go.
your inheritance. Hi, Gemma. Oh, girl. I heard you out there barking. This is my
Okay.
rescue.
And she's coming to check on you and make sure you're okay.
Yeah, she had to sniff my butt.
She said, Daddy said he came in here and you were busy, so I came to check.
Yeah. Isn't she precious?
She's cute. Yes, she is. And now I'm gone.
Yeah. I have two other dogs that are 4 pounds each, and then she's 90. And she loves to aggravate the Chihuahua for some reason. Angel will be in her bed, and Jim will be on the other side of the living room, and then she'll rush Angel's bed, and Angel will pop up 3 foot in the air and go, and she'll actually try to go for the throat on Jim, but she has all that hair, she can't get through the. And Gemma just romps and stomps, and you can just tell she's like a kid going, "Ah, I got you, ah." That's what I live for.
Oh, I'm so happy for that. Really.
All right. Well, I'm done. Are you done?
I'm done. I just want people to get out there, and if they don't have somebody in their life, they need to find somebody, whether it's they find a significant other or a best friend or somebody to go to the movies with. That's what they need.
So, if you see us, don't talk. No, I'm not kidding. If you see us,
If you see
come
us, you
talk.
probably should run.
In fact, we'll be at the Intrinsic Brewery and Barbecue Thursday night in
Yes,
downtown Garland,
we will.
Texas.
6:30.
Come see us there and
Right.
talk to us. And
Great barbecue.
you can talk to me for free, but you're going to have to pay to talk to Luann. It's
That is
$20 for a
correct.
15-minute reading. It is
Once my
correct.
cards come out, then it's not free anymore.
Yeah, I don't do readings. I just collect emails and money. So,
There you go.
because that's my job.
All right.
So, hey, I got to ask one question. Are you wearing a shirt or is that your robe?
I'm not telling you.
That was fun. I don't care if anybody else is amused. I'm always amused by us when we do this.
Well, it is amusing, and of course, it takes time. And you always hope that somebody will get something out of something we say.
Well, it'll be there for my grandkids to watch when I'm dead and gone and they miss it. So go to Herbaloo Apothecary or to ISGU if you need private investigations, or Deborah Colleen Rose if you just need some help spiritually or emotionally. Or you can go to Miles of Smiles Events if you want someone to make you laugh and encourage you and uplift you, empower you. And DFW Paranormal Investigations if you have things that go bump in your house and you'd like to make it quit. So there's
Yep.
Gemma.
We can
She's
do
gonna lay in
that.
front of the fireplace. It's so cute. I should take a picture of that for Christmas cards.
Yeah, you should.
All right. We'll
Okay.
tell everybody bye.
Bye.